Hi, I'm Mick Sadler and I've finally gone and done it. I bought myself a mirrorless. Now, I was toss up between the Sony full frame. Did I need a Sony? Did I need a full frame? Or this, which is the Fuji X-T1. And after a little bit of wrangling, the X-T1 was my decision. Because they've got a better, or they seem to have a better group of lenses. The lenses available seem to be more comprehensive. Anyway, this is like an unboxing for the Fuji X-T1. Let's have a look what we got in the box. Right, in the box we've got a manual and papers, and I'm not really going to read that. We got a soft cover there, which is assuming everything will fit in the soft cover. And if we come down to the camera, it's in a little sealed bag, and there's the camera. And this is with the kit lens, so this is an 18 to 55mm kit lens. So they're fairly small, a lot smaller than a DSLR would be. And we're going to take off the body cap and the cap off the back of the camera, and we're going to fit this lens on. There we are. It's a lovely little camera. What else have we got in here? We got there's a little flash which comes with it, and we've got two boxes. Oh, it's one box with two different items. And let's have a look. So the battery's in there. That's a strap. We've got a power lead which will fit the battery charger. We've got the battery charger. We've got a lens hood there. And we've got another power lead, continental plug. And also, what's that? What's that in there in that little bag? Let's get this open. Oh, that is part of your strap. That's part of making the strap. Now, whether I'm going to use a strap, I don't know. I don't really use straps very much. But, yeah, let's get this out and get this on. And there it is with the lens hood on. Setting up this little camera can be quite complex, and there's quite a few things you can do on here. So I looked at quite a few YouTube videos on how to set this up, and I have come up with first of all, got the 3.0 firmware, which is very important, because that just does give you a lot more versatility for this little camera. And things that I've set up on here, you go into the menu by pressing the menu on the back, and the first thing I've set up is the bracketing. So I've got one stop. Although, because I shoot RAW, then maybe I can bracket just using the plus and minus exposure compensation. So going down here, we've got to the image size, and I'm on 3x2, and I'm shooting at the moment. I'm shooting fine JPEG with RAW. I'm probably just going to go to RAW in the end. All the other things, dynamic range, film simulation, because I shoot RAW, is not really so important. Good thing about this camera, it's got an interval timer, so you can do time lapse, although it won't actually do the video. You have to do that in post-production. But it will allow you to set your times and how many pictures you want to take. White balance again, I'm going to leave on auto. There are lots of white balances in there and you can choose. That will affect if you shoot JPEG, but what is the point in shooting JPEG? If you shoot RAW, you can change your white balance pretty quickly in Lightroom. So all the other things, colour, sharpness, I just leave all that. One thing on here, on camera menu 3, you've got the shoot without lens, which is useful if you're going to put an adapter on this and use a different lens from a Fuji lens. Because if you don't select that, then the camera won't allow you to take a picture. But you can turn on there shoot without lens. On 4, you've got the A&E lock, and I've got that A&E on when pressing. And you can also now switch, there's a button on the back, there's an AFL and an EXL. Well, the AFL was the button you press for focus. So if you set this on manual, then you could use that button to focus. But I've swapped the two about. The firmware allows you to do that. And so I've got the AEL button, and that allows me to focus. And with it on manual, I can focus and then take a picture. And I can leave it on that focus if I want to take the picture. So other things that are useful is for instance, in the movie setup. In the movie setup with the new firmware, allow you to have lots more frames per second. So it starts with 1920, 1080, 60 frames, then 50 frames a second, and 30 frames a second, 25 frames a second, and 24 frames a second. And it also allows you to do that at 720. But really, if you're taking video, you want to take the highest quality 1020. Wasn't so long ago that 480 was the standard, and if you try and watch a video at 480 now on a computer, it's pretty bad. So all those go by the highest that you can get. In a few years' time, 720 will be as bad as 480 is today. So I generally set on 1080p at 25 frames a second, because I'm going to shoot at 50th of a second. Also got mic levels you can set, which is useful. And on this camera you can set an electronic shutter, which goes up to 32,000. I've seen that it actually scans down the sensor and isn't like true 320,000 of a second, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to use that. But you can switch to from mechanical to electronic shutter. This is what the mechanical sounds like. And that's with the volume set on the lowest it will go. But I'm going to press the Q button here, which brings up like your quick menu. I'm going to go down where it says a shutter. Change that to electronic shutter. With electronic shutter set, there's no sound at all. There's just the focus sound, which is very, very light. So if you want to be taking pictures in somewhere that's quiet, then the electronic shutter is the way to go. Going down on this, we've got the F1 menu, and this is where you can set up silent mode. I'm not going to use silent mode. Silent mode takes away all your sounds from the camera, focus light if need be. But I've just set the volume on the lowest, and this is the quietest camera I've ever had. We can also go to screen setup. Now, screen setup is, I've got 1.5 seconds. I've changed this now from continuous to 1.5 seconds. So the image comes up 1.5 seconds. You can switch it so that it doesn't come on at all. And EVF to rotate, got that on. All the rest of the stuff, like the LCD brightness, colour, I'm not going to be doing. Focus scale units is meters. You can change that. Display custom settings, which you can alter your quick display. If you go on to F1, you've got screen setup. Now, this is can be quite important if you go down to the third one, which is preview image exposure. And the viewfinder, which is an EVF, which is brilliant, by the way, you can see what your exposure is going to be. You also got a histogram there, so you can adjust your aperture or your speed very easily. But if you're shooting in a studio with flash, then you have that set, and generally you'll have f8. The 180th is the sync speed. You won't see anything at all. So you need to turn that off. So if you turn that off, that means that no matter how dark this gets, in the viewfinder you'll still see it. So that's a good tip for if you're shooting in the studio. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions, please ask them. And we'll see you again next time.